Okay.
Yeah, I'm about.
Hey, Jay, I just want you to know I'm recording now because, as I told Scott, once I realize you're throwing off about one good joke every 30 to 40 seconds, I don't want to miss any of them this time.
No, those days are gone forever.
You've gone up to about every 60 seconds, or what are you doing now? Now that you...
Well, this was almost a good time. I could have used another half hour for my coffee, but I'll wake up sometime during the interview.
All right. Well, you just let us know when you're ready to roll.
I don't think I'll ever get more ready than I am now.
I suggest you get your coffee because I'm having French toast. And I got French toast.
Chowing down. Look, what are you having?
French toast.
Oh,
Look good?
What's on the menu?
Let's
French toast and coffee.
Would you like to see a menu, Jay? You want to see the breakfast or brunch menu?
Yeah, all three. Well, let's see. Are we ready to do whatever we're going to do?
Yeah.
I want Jay, I watched. What?
I want to hit your pause button, Jay. We're going to let Scott talk now for just a second. Go ahead, Scott. Or Paul.
The talk show host, Porter Blackburn. Jay, I watched the.
Hey, we're going to put
the. What? We can't all talk at once.
Go ahead. You're on the air. Over.
It's one of the flaws of this program, Jay, is if we talk at the same time, it cancels out the other transmission almost because of the limits of the program.
Yeah.
But your turn. Over.
Well, you should be the director on this thing, and.
Well, he's going to do something unique. He's going to talk and eat French toast at the same time while you tell jokes, just overriding everything.
Porter is the producer, and I have my technical assistant.
I know.
I don't really have to do anything except to try and conjure up some memories which are totally gone. But
do you want to meet him?
We'll try.
Do you want to meet him?
Well, I'm recording, and I may even transcribe these so we can isolate the best jokes.
I want to. So Jay, I watched the recording. Now my son Finn is monitoring this call right now. See him there, Jay. This is Finn Ferris. He can hear you.
Is that Finn or?
That's Finn. Finn Ferris.
Hi, Finn. I saw a picture of you in your with the sword and the helmet.
Here, let me shine this flashlight on Finn. Right there, Finn. There you are, Finn. Where are you?
I sent the picture with the Viking helmet and the sword.
I know you're there, Finn.
Copenhagen Airport. Jay, Finn's 10. He was born in November, same year that Mom passed. So she never got to meet him, unfortunately. But he's a great addition to the Ferris family.
Yeah.
And
great.
And Dunn, yes. His mother's last name is Dunn, so he's Ferris Dunn. Anyway, he just wanted to say hi.
Hi, Finn. Does Finn live with you?
Yeah.
He's got his own place.
And his mommy.
Okay.
He's starting college next fall. So anyway, so he's listening in on the call. I wanted to say that I watched the video recording of Porter talking to you, and I wanted to be a little more specific with the questions, if you don't mind, sir.
And you understand that my biggest problem in age 95 is bringing up any memories at all. But while I got you, so I don't forget, I've been going through all of the ancient photographs that I have. I can find none of your wedding in Kristianstad?
Yeah, exactly.
If you got any lying around your house that might include Jim and Dorth, Send me a duplicate, okay?
I have a handful. You know where they are? They're at I have a home in Sweden still, in the south, and the photo album is sitting there. So.
Oh, you don't have any loose pictures? I don't want to break up an album, but.
No, I would shoot them take a picture of them with a digital camera and then shoot them to you electronically.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't have any.
If your IT assistant there can help.
Those were good memories, I know. Sweden.
That was a great time. We were all there. Porter was there too.
Huh? Yeah, I know. In fact, I sent you. Was it the one? Was it of your wedding out there when it had doors? Was Bob there? No, he wasn't there, was he? I can't remember.
He didn't come to Sweden. No.
No. Okay.
Somebody had to work.
Anyway, tell me.
Okay. Well, I wanted to start with, where were you born? Where were you guys born?
I was born in Kansas City, Missouri in 1925. And I think we lived there until maybe I was the ripe old age of 2, I think. And we moved.
Oh, was Jim born there or after you moved?
No, Jim was born, here goes the memory thing. I think he was born in Evanston because we moved from Kansas City to an apartment in Evanston, not too far from Northwestern University. And,
why did you move? Why did you guys move? Do you know?
Well, I think it was mostly my Dad's job. You know, he was with the Indiana Limestone Company. And when we were in Kansas City, it was known as the Kansas City Cutstone Company. And I think he was just promoted and transferred to Evanston. And so I was there from age 2 till, we moved to Glencoe when I was in 3rd grade. So Jim
would that be about 8? So Jim would have been about 6. He's 2 years younger than you, right?
Right. So he was just a kindergartner at first there. And then when I was in 3rd grade when we moved to Glencoe, so he's going into what, 1st grade.
Well, then you lived there until you guys moved to Virginia? Is that right? Am I imagining that? Is that next?
Well, yeah, I think, let's see. Yeah, I was in, after Evanston, we moved to Glencoe and we went to Central School, Jim and I. And then, let's see, how'd that work out? Then along came the Depression and my dad was out of a job. And so we moved to, I don't want that. I don't need that. I'd rather conjure up my own memories. Yeah, so then we were transferred from there in my end of my sophomore year at New Trier. And so Jim didn't even have a year, or at least any of his, I don't know if he had any years at New Trier. He didn't.
So when you were a sophomore, was my mom a senior?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And so she's the only one in there that got 4 years at New Trier. Jim got none, and I got 2.
You want to hear a funny little footnote? You know, I'm teaching at USC now, and there's a kid that went to New Trier who just joined my class, my freshman class.
Yeah, you told me. Is it female?
Oh, did I tell you that? It's a guy. His name's Henry Blasingame.
Oh.
And then he graduated from New Trier this last June.
So did you let him in?
Oh yeah, he's in with us now. Good kid.
So,
but nobody comes to campus, Jay. We all our teaching's online, just like this, in this Zoom format. So I look at him over a camera in class. couple times a week.
Is that,
Anyway.
so do you teach
Who's
everything
playing the piano in the
on class?
background?
Finn is playing the piano in the background. You want me to shut him up?
Might be a good idea. Yeah.
I don't know. My hearing is so bad I can't hear anything. So,
So are you just pretending you hear us right now?
Yeah, I'm reading lips. I've learned to read lips. So anyway, yeah, we got up.
So what happened after New Trier? Or then where'd you go?
After New Trier, my dad was scrounging around for a job for probably a year or so, and he found one with a trade association that was in Washington, D.C. He actually was a lobbyist during World War II, and he lobbied for a trade association. So we moved from Glencoe to Alexandria, Virginia. And I was trying to think the other night, I remember I was talking with Nancy or who, I think it was around that time that Dorth met Hale, but I can't figure out.
I think you're right. There's definitely a Virginia played a key role in their meeting, and I think it was because either somebody Hale knew worked for knew your dad or something like that. I don't know how it worked.
Actually, Bommy and Bampa were friends of Hale's folks, your grandfolks.
Right. Okay.
And I think they dragged him out to our place one day, and he met Dorth, and that's what started it all, I think. And that was around Alexandria. And I remember Hale wearing he was very dapper in his officer's uniform when he used to come visit. And anyway.
So let's give us a second to connect that to years on the calendar. Porter, how's your math? You keeping track of this? So,
yeah, I've got a couple calculators.
Let me see. Mom was born in 23, and she graduated from high school. So 18 years later we would have been just at 1941. So the war was on. So we were about to get into the war. Is that right, Jay?
Well, there had been a war going on since 39. So
yeah, in Europe.
Yeah. Anyway, I was going to be a junior in high school, so that put Jim was finally getting to high school. He would be a freshman, I guess. So we went. Where did I go? Yeah, George Washington High School in Alexandria, Virginia, and we lasted there about I don't know how long I was there, but anyhow.
Did you graduate from high school?
Within a year's time, yeah, we went to George Washington High School.
And did you graduate from there? Is that
Pardon
me? Is that where you graduated from high school from?
I hate to tell this to you, I never graduated from high school. I didn't.
Damn you.
My dad rented a place over on the other side of the Potomac in Rockville, Maryland. And so we moved from Alexandria to Rockville within a year. So we're starting our junior year. So what's that make Jim a freshman? Anyway,
yeah,
at a high school in Rockville, Maryland. And we rented about 8 acres from a dairy farmer there.
So that would have been like the fall of 41, I'm guessing, before Pearl Harbor.
Yes.
Yeah. My interpreter says,
I like that your IT and your fact checker is just off camera there.
yeah.
Very good, Nancy.
Let's say hello to Scott.
Good work. Oh,
We said hello already.
Oh, okay.
We said hello. But wait, can I see you again? Can I see my cousin again, please, sir?
There's your cousin.
You look exactly the same.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look remarkably unchanged and younger than ever.
No, not young.
No, I know, but we can pretend. Okay, back to the host. I mean, sorry, back to the celebrity guest.
Yes, celebrity guest, that's me. And so let's see, where are we? We're in Alexandria. And
Yep.
I probably had more weird memories of Jim from Alexandria, from Rockville, than even before, because I know all the time we were going through grade school and maybe New Trier, I never really,
You couldn't stand him, right?
we never went the same direction. And besides, I was always much more interested in Dorth's friends than I was in Jim's friends.
So Jim was an irritating little brother. Is that possible?
No, it's just that Dorth had a lot of good-looking friends.
Yeah, sure.
And,
I would have done the same.
Jim's friends were all ugly, so so anyway.
Then how did you get from there to, when did you go into the service, into the Navy?
Okay, well, I'll tell you the story, and it's a true story that I don't have a high school diploma.
No, we don't accept lies. We'll be fact checking all of this. So if it's not true,
the end,
it doesn't go in.
Starting my junior year in Richard Montgomery High School in
Rockville.
Rockville, there we go. They had a program, accelerated program at different universities, where if you would go there or pass an entrance exam and complete, I think, a semester, they would, the high school that you went to would give you a diploma if you'd come back and get it. So I left, in fact, that's about the last time that Jim and I were very close together. I left there in the middle of my, I guess it was junior or senior year in high school, and somehow managed to pass through the exam and got admitted to the University of North Carolina.
So you must have gotten some kind of certificate. So even though you say you didn't graduate, you got a certificate, same thing.
Right, and so the idea was that maybe after the war, you'd go back to your high school and get your diploma.
I got you.
I never went back, and but I came back.
It's not too late. It's not too late to go back and try it now.
Well, I went when we came back after we were discharged. In the meantime, my migratory parents had moved to Northbrook, so I got discharged at Great Lakes, and they gave you a $250 separation, and I took a cab to Northbrook and moved in with the folks. But anyway,
just a question. Northbrook's back near Glencoe in that area. Is that right?
Pardon me?
Is Northbrook, Illinois?
No, yeah. Northbrook's back in the Chicago area. And,
yeah.
But
anyway,
can I?
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Well, I was just going to explain the final. It's been very embarrassing when I graduated from DePaul in Greencastle, Indiana, and but it was always very embarrassing to have a job interview, and they'd say a number of years of high school, or graduate of high school, and did you graduate from college? No, I didn't graduate. I went to DePaul and got my diploma, but that's it. And then they'd say, in high school, and I said, I never graduated from high school. So anyway, I got the college diploma, but not the high school. And,
so how did you get from, if I'm tracking this correctly, junior year, you're in Rockville, the war, Pearl Harbor happens in December 41. You joined it, what, in 42?
At 18, in 1943, I enlisted.
43, okay.
And I left the North Carolina campus and went over to Raleigh and enlisted. But anyway, I was going to tell you that most of the memories of when Jim and I were together kind of cease after I left Rockville. And then it seemed like from then on, the rest of our lives almost, we went in general in the same direction, but never together anymore. So we didn't do a lot of fraternizing, but we had a lot of fun in Rockville.
Do you know if he stayed there and graduated from high school?
What?
Do you know if he stayed and graduated from high school in Rockville, Jim?
You know, I don't know what Jim did. I don't know where he graduated from high school. I somehow thought that he had a year somewhere in there at New Trier, because how the heck did he meet Jenny? That's what I don't know.
It was a blind date.
And where did that happen, Porter?
I
So that
don't.
was not in.
I don't
that was
recall.
not in high school. He didn't meet Jenny in high school, so he never went to New Trier, I don't think. And yeah, he graduated and then enlisted. I went in 43. He must have gone in 45, I guess, or 4. This war is getting pretty close to an end. I know he was getting ready for the invasion of Japan with that LCM that he drove.
Yeah. I know certain parts of that portion that he's always explained that he was stationed in Japan. And I can't. Sasebo, is that the right pronunciation?
Sounds like it.
The island, Sasebo.
He used to call it Sasebo.
Oh, there you. Okay, same thing.
I don't know, but we had some very sophisticated. We were way out in the country in Rockville, and we had some very sophisticated things we had to do to keep the place going. It was a rural area. There was no garbage delivery. So Jim and I spent the first summer there digging a garbage hole that was 6 foot deep, 8 foot long, and 8 foot wide. And that's what you threw your garbage into.
Wow. What happens when you fill that up?
Yeah, it took us the whole summer. We were garbage diggers. And then we used to sit on the front porch of that house at night, and we had a light on the porch, and we turn. Whoop! You're gone. Did we lose you?
Nah, he's. I know. It's very brief, and then it restores.
Yeah, we had this light on the front porch. Jim and I used to go out there at night. We turned that light on, and the light would attract insects, and the insects would attract. It's a very sophisticated game. You better memorize this. That would attract bats, and Jim and I each had a baseball bat.
Oh my God!
We'd get out there on the front porch, swinging at these bats for about an hour.
Did you get any home runs?
We'd keep score. We didn't do too well. It was usually 2-1 in Jim's favor or something. But we're swinging and killing these bats. There wasn't too much activity in Rockville.
Other than bat swatting.
The other thing I remember at Rockville was Dorth was married out there somewhere in a church, and we had the reception at that house, and we had a septic tank, and we warned all of the celebrants that they should be careful of the septic tank in the front yard because it overflowed every now and then. And sure enough, some of them were overserved at the reception and stepped right into the septic tank. So those are the kind of fun things we did, and they were never heard from again. So anyway, that covers that period. And
yeah, I wanted to ask Jay, I wanted to ask Porter, do you have any questions or gaps that you want to ask about in the early part of?
No, I remember from our first session, Jay, that you explained that right up to the high school time period, then that's when you guys went your separate ways. And then you explain how Dad worked his way to the West Coast, and it had something to do with the fact my mom got pneumonia a couple of times. And
Right.
but then it seemed like he would go for a fairly long time where you guys wouldn't see each other. And when you did, it was kind of like just checking in, or would it be like years or months or what?
Well, it would usually be months. I actually think Jim and I had more conversations the last, well, no, we had a lot when Ginny was so sick, after he retired. Remember how there was about 8 or 9 years where he was constantly taking care of her health issues, and he would call me a lot during that period.
Yeah.
And then these last 2 months, I think I talked to him probably the day before he died, or so he called me from the hospital.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah, and I told somebody it was kind of sad because he was not really quite with it, and
Yeah.
and I would ask him questions, and his answers didn't jibe with the question at all. But the last thing I remember him saying was something about how is it there, and I picked up the word horrible, and I said, "Oh no." So, but anyway, in terms of, we did get close in 1945. My ship pulled into Ulithi in the Carolina Islands for maintenance, and little did I know that Jim was driving this boat around. I think it was an LST. I don't know what kind it was, and taking films to the different ships that were anchored in there for maintenance. Took movies to the ships, and apparently he found out our ship was there, so he chased us all around, and he finally caught up with us the day we're leaving the islands to go to the invasion of Okinawa.
Yeah.
But I never saw him. He didn't catch us. Our little ship would go about 27 knots or something, and he couldn't go that fast.
What kind of ship were you on?
A destroyer escort, and they don't make them anymore, but it's a little bit smaller than a destroyer. It's about as long as a football field.
I'm in La Jolla right now, near San Diego, and we see naval vessels going by occasionally. They go up towards Camp Pendleton, the Marine base here. So sometimes you see them going by, or just a lot of aircraft, but a few ships out there, because San Diego is one of the biggest naval bases in the U.S., certainly on the West Coast. You also, that's amazing though, that you guys were both in the Pacific all that time, and you got that close and then did not connect. That's crazy. Kind of crazy.
It was a long period of time. And then after the war, maybe Porter's already told you this story, Jim and Jenny had been living, was it Saugatuck? Not Saugatuck.
Yeah, that's right. That rings a bell for me.
But he went to work for the Bennett Pump something or other in Michigan. I know he kept his boat in Saugatuck for a while.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm jumping to someplace else in Michigan. He worked for the Bennett Pump Company, and he was there about 3 years. And he and Ginny pulled up to my house in I can't remember whether I was in Waukegan or North or Deerfield then, but he came up. He had all his worldly belongings packed in the car, and I think he had a U-Haul. And I asked him, I said, what's going on? He said, we're moving to California. I had no notice. And I said, well, what happened? And he said, we were in Michigan for 3 years, and Jenny got pneumonia 3 years in a row and said, we don't want any more cold weather again. And off they went, and that's when they bought the place in, I guess, Anaheim that had the orange groves. It was a pretty house. Yeah. And then after that, it was visits once in a while. And then I think it was 1962 that we drove out to California. And we drove through Colorado, and that's where Nancy, my interpreter, decided she wanted to live out here, and she came out and never came home.
Well, your trip, that trip out to California in the early 60s, whenever it was at 62, you said, was pretty legendary in the lore, the family lore. And and even without the measles, was it Nancy that got the measles, or who?
It was me.
That was Nancy. And I remember how, I don't know what you'd say, upset, frightened that Jenny was, that everybody else in the family was going to get it, And I said, well, Porter and Doug won't get it. They're too hard-headed. They won't get the measles. But she really,
is that what it takes?
Think she would have appreciated it.
I don't think we got the measles after that trip, but I know we were all as excited as hell that you were out there, because we had a big beach trip. I remember I got sunburnt to a crisp and had got blisters on my shoulders, which you used as a tee off for joking, as I became the object of your jokes, which was fine. But we had a great time. Was there Disneyland on it too somehow?
We went. I remember going out. I talked to Linda not too long ago. She called me the first time in a year, I think.
Good.
And I remember spending a day down at some beach that had this great big inflated whale.
Oh, yeah. Newport Dunes, Porter. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
She and I played tag off of that thing for about 4 hours. And what a day that was.
And we were all burnt to a crisp. I'm still dealing with skin cancer issues from my youth in California with no sunscreen. But no, that was a legendary trip. And I listened to your Porter recorded, your last conversation. So I heard you tell you were in between jobs. So you just took a big adventure and went out there. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, I'd been with Johns Manville for 10 years and had to get another job because Carol was coming along and I couldn't make enough money. And so I was between the two jobs, and I said, let's get out of here for a while. And so we went by way of Colorado down to, where did we come in? Anyhow, it was a great trip.
Probably through Utah or something in Vegas and down through.
You were in Brea then, weren't you?
Yes, yeah. We lived in the what we call our big house in Brea. The event, did it have a pool then? I don't think it had the pool then. Maybe.
Yeah, it had a pool.
Oh yeah, okay. That was a great place.
Oh, yeah. The pool was legendary.
Yeah.
The slide and the diving board.
Yeah, but the Anaheim house of your family, Porter, so close to Disneyland, was also pretty epic. To go there and to be able to see the Disneyland fireworks in the evening, that was a hell of a thing too.
Well, I've been telling, I think, what's been a lie about Jim for years, because I thought that the place that he bought when he moved to California, I remember it had a big orange tree in the front yard, and I was very impressed with that. And then I thought that he said that place was, or the property was bought by Disney. Is that right?
No, I think it's the orange grove right across the street. So you're pretty close.
Yeah, but they've swallowed that all up now. It's all part of Disney's park there, all of that area.
So, okay, it was not his property, huh?
No, so you're pretty close with this. Your recollection is that it was an orange grove across the street. We used to run around there. We loved it because we were positive there was a man who was actually a ghost who lived in the orchard. So
that's a good one. We had an orchard at the end of our street in Brea, and we had the legend was the farmer there would shoot you with rock salt in his shotgun if he caught you, and nobody ever saw him or got caught. But he was same as same guy, same as the ghost. He was the same guy.
I was going to say the only other memories of Jim way back in Glencoe were, you guys, I don't know where you were at that house, but it was on Washington Street, and there was a long line of crabapple trees all the way down that block. And Jim and I used to get in crabapple fights all the time and wing these things at each other.
Those are good projectiles.
You have to be dangerous, and our folks made us quit. But yeah, so.
Well, that's a good one. And the last time, I guess, when was the last time you saw Jim then? Did he come through Chicago ever to say hi?
Well, the last time really that I had, what the heck did we were out there for an anniversary party. When did Linda have her cancer?
Oh yeah. 2003, the Cancer Busters party.
Yeah.
Right.
When I was talking to her the other day, I said, I haven't heard from you in a long time. I said, but it's okay. And she said, well, it's okay. I said, well, last time we got together, I think was at your Cancer Busters party. And I said, you got up at the end of it and you gave out awards to people over there. And you gave an award out. You had the microphone. You said, this is for my favorite uncle. And I stood up. And Jim.
How dare she?
And I said, I walked out of there that night and got in the car and I went home and cut you out of the will.
Exactly.
Was that the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Scott? Is that what that? I was there too.
I have some good photos from that night. I can dig digital, so I can dig them up, and I can email them to you or Nancy or either one or both.
Where Dad wore a blue wig, right? I think Dad wore a blue wig.
Well, Paul had a blue wig, but he passed it around. Everybody was putting it on.
Oh, really?
Every horse's ass in the building was putting it on.
But the other time that we had a really nice visit, but it was a strange time. It was, he went through a long, deep grieving time after Jenny. And I said, why don't you come on out here? Why don't you come out here and stay with us for a while? So he did. He came out and spent a week.
I didn't know that.
At our place. And we got together with Lori and her kids and all that. And I took Jim to the $1 Million Quartet. You heard of that?
That's a good show. I liked it. Yeah, I saw it.
And it was playing downtown, and that's the first time he kind of got out of his grieving period, and he started to act like Jim again, But then he still had
great. When was it? Let me ask you. Let me test your memory again. When was the last time my mom came to visit you?
Well, she came.
Was it after Bob died?
She came with Linda. What did they? I don't remember when that was.
That rings a bell.
Timing of it, but yeah, I think it was around. Well, let's see. I don't know whether it was after Bob.
I think it was. I think it might have been because he passed around 2000, or close to that.
Well, I was telling Porter that I thought I was very impressed with the color guard they had at Bob's funeral, and also they played taps. I thought that was something that you guys might want to arrange.
Yeah, that's the Veterans Administration, Porter. That's a definite thing. It's a real really
Yeah.
great thing for a
Got
veteran.
on my list for sure.
I'm sure Jim would have appreciated that, at least taps being played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
right now, the challenge on my side is we thought we hit pay dirt when we located the list of people that signed on to my mom's memorial service, only to realize that I couldn't read the handwriting of most of the people. And then I worked with the minister at the church, and she could make out some of the handwriting with it. She said, Porter, a fair number of these people have passed away since they wrote their names on this document. So, I mean, the music definitely matters a lot. But I'm kind of scratching my head, wondering what my next steps are going to be as far as getting names of people to attend.
Well,
You know?
he got very close and got a big help from, was her name Leah at that church?
That's the minister who's helping me out now.
Yeah. Well, it seems to be that, you know, I know they're not meeting inside much anymore, but if you're having a oceanside service or something, I would think she could do the service there. Everybody does output.
I think you're right. It's more like just getting names of people at this point.
It's tough though too, Porter. You add the whole COVID fear.
I know,
especially for older people, and it's not. You know what I mean, it's not easy for anybody to consider gathering.
I got a question for you, Jay, because this came up with Laura Vogt, the widow of my dad's former business partner. I mean, she brought it up like multiple times in my 2 phone calls. She said, you know, your dad, Jim, absolutely loved boats and being on the water. And she brought up something I completely forgot, which was he used to have a really nice power boat that apparently he bought with his business partner. It was it was called a Century boat. Do you remember that by any chance? Because I forgot.
Well, I remember the boat that he had. I mean, it was, you know, I had a Bayliner up at a place in Michigan.
Oh, you did?
It looked like that. I mean, it was a much better boat than that, but he had it moved to Saugatuck.
I completely forgot all that.
There were a couple boats. There was an early boat, and I think that was the one with Vogt. And then the later boat that he kept that we went on a few times, Anna and me. And my mom. Back in that would have been the 80s. That boat, but the earlier boat I have a vague recollection was a slightly nicer looking, you know, more stylish boat.
Yeah, it was pretty jazzy, and I know he took us for a ride when he had it in California. And then I think he tried to sell it out there or something for a while and couldn't do it, so he said he was moving it to Saugatuck. So he moved it there, and we went to visit him. Was it Ginny's aunt that had the place there in Saugatuck? It was her house.
I can't remember.
Yeah, they were spending summers there, right? They were going and spending summers there for a while. Is that true? Yeah.
And, you know, he never did sell that boat. He told me that he just gave it to the guy up there in Saugatuck and said, you know, keep it. Maybe I'll come here and live someday or something.
You should show up, Porter, and pick it up.
You probably ought to check it. There might be some property up there. Jim's boat's floating around the harbor because he never.
Let me write that down. I'm gonna put that down.
Yes.
Later.
Get to Saugatuck.
Got it.
Go pick up boat.
Marina. I don't have the guy's name, but
pick up the boat in Saugatuck.
Yeah. And
get a loaf of bread, get some milk, and get the boat. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And don't forget the Oreos.
I remember visiting. Who's that? I hear something. Oh,
it's Porter.
No, that's Andrew Rogers.
Jay.
I'm on my iPad, and when somebody sends me stuff, it pops up right in front of your face.
Hey Jay, I want to just.
Can I take that opportunity? Oh, sorry.
Huh?
No, I was just going to.
Sorry,
I just
host.
want to. No, and that's okay. You're the co-host. I just want to check on your voice because you told me last time. You said, Porter, I'm only good for 15 minutes, and you've gone for 49 minutes now. Are you okay? Talking with us still, Jay?
Oh, well, no, I'm getting ready to pass out. Hey.
We're going to do a sing-along at 10. So, or sorry, at the top of the hour. In 10
Plus you
minutes,
said you
so.
stopped playing piano, and I saw with my own eyes you were playing the piano.
See that hand there is
Yeah.
so full of arthritis that I go shopping for music for left hand only.
Hey, can you see this hand right here, by the way?
Yeah, but I can't. Don't ask me to count the fingers.
Okay, back to you, Scott.
Yeah.
I've lost. Oh, Andrew, Rogers, and Carol. Where are they?
They're down
Andrew
here.
Andrew and Carol were divorced a long time ago.
Oh,
And
nobody tells me anything.
no, well, they don't tell me anything. I didn't know if Linda was still around, and until Jim passed away, I hadn't heard from her in about 2 years. I said, well, that's the way it goes. She went out to Death Valley or something, but Andrew
What?
lives in Austin. Andrew lives in Austin, Texas. And
Okay, and you're still in touch, obviously, if he's emailing you.
he's still with American Airlines.
Uh-huh.
Carol's one daughter is in Lake Forest College, getting some kind of a master's degree. And
Where's Carol?
Carol lives in Deerfield, and she works for, I think she works for a place like you do, Poor. She's in the medical profession.
Uh-huh.
Somehow.
Wow.
I don't know what she does. Brain
Um,
surgery or something. I forget.
That's what
Good.
Porter does. Amateur brain surgery.
Sometimes it works out,
it's
sometimes
cheaper.
it doesn't.
It's cheaper. It's not guaranteed results, but it's
Do it
cheaper than the big guy.
DIY, do
Yeah.
it yourself. You
Yeah,
know, why
it's
not?
like
Speaking
home.
of another one that I hadn't seen forever, I didn't even see at your mother's when she was passing away. Was who called me? Paul. I was going to say
Paul.
I hadn't
Yeah.
heard from him in 5 years, and he called to offer condolences about Jim, and it was nice.
Yeah, when when you and I were exchanging text messages, I shared that with Linda, Paul, and Lisa, and even Brooks, I think, because everybody, always, you are the favorite uncle. Sorry, Jim, but maybe that's because you never showed up. So.
No, she told me I was back in the fold now.
Well, Linda lives in Arizona in a little podunk town where she had it as a kind of a second home, and then when she retired from the county courthouse where she'd been a clerk for many years, she moved there. So she's still there. I went to visit her last Christmas. It's pretty rural where she is. Paul and Brooks both live around Portland, Oregon. They were surrounded by those fires last week and nearly had to evacuate. Brooks nearly did, but those have abated. And yeah, and then Lisa's in North Carolina. She's west of Charlotte, about an hour.
Yeah. Well, Linda said, I said, well, what are your future plans? She said, well, I'm going to go back and throw my tenant Rickman out of the house.
Yeah. She wants to go back. It's funny, she used to go to this place in Arizona on all her holidays, thought it was great to get away. And then she retired there. And after 3 months, she was like, I can't stand this place. It's so boring. I have to go back.
I drove through there that area where she lives. I said, how can you breathe in that place? It's just a dust bowl. Yeah. But anyway, to each his own.
Yes,
and so,
exactly.
Well, tell me, I don't know anything about Kate. Do you want to give me, you want to answer I got a whole bunch of questions. I'm good.
Go ahead, as long as I can answer yes, no.
Okay. Are you and Kate together or apart? Oh, well, okay. Scott, I told Lynn, I said at age 95, I got a text from Barbara, which was and she said,
came to the wedding in Sweden. Yeah.
Yeah. And said that the final divorce papers are in the mail. So that's
so you're ready. You're ready. You're footloose and fancy free again.
I told Nancy, I told Linda that I'm on record with a number of dating services for people over 100. There aren't too many around. Nancy used to ask me, how come I never date anybody my own age? I said, it's because there is nobody my age.
Now, you live there with Nancy, is that right? Or is she
Pardon me?
is Nancy, you're living with Nancy there, is that right?
Nancy is my caretaker. I moved here a year and a half ago. I don't know if you can see this little gem back here. That's my walker. I'm tied to a walker and a wheelchair now because I have what they call total lack
Yeah,
of
I was going to clarify that. I'm the fact checker on my side, Nancy.
Wait, what's being denied? I'm sorry, I missed that.
They live near
Well,
each other,
Okay.
but they have separate addresses.
Okay.
I moved out here, and Nancy took over all my bank accounts. She stole my car.
Yeah.
She stole my Visa card, and
Yeah.
she stops by every time I have an interview on iPad.
As it should be. As it should be. Nancy, you've been there for a long time then, huh? How long have you been there?
Can we interview just for a second?
Yeah, we're going to do a co-interview
Really?
for a moment.
I moved to Colorado in '74 to go to CSU, and I've been either in Fort Collins or Estes Park ever since. So
Wow.
I'm still in Fort Collins. Dad lives in Loveland.
Okay. And how many kids do you have?
I have 6 kids and 12 grandchildren.
6 kids and 12
Holy
grandchildren.
moly. Holy moly. Well,
and some of her clan, I told you, are still producing. I think it has something to do with the altitude up here. I'm not sure.
well, my daughter just turned 30 last Sunday, Emily, and Finn is turning 11 in November. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
could be my grandchild, but
yes.
he's not.
Yeah, I have a 16-year-old granddaughter down to a 6-week-old
6
granddaughter.
weeks.
Wow.
The 6-week-old one, Scott, was my 21st great-grandchild.
Holy moly. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Well, I wish, I only can hope that I have my wits together like you do at whatever your age is, 103 or whatever you are.
Yeah,
95.
I forget. I don't check anymore. I have a 90th birthday party picture that they had a surprise celebration for me when I was coming up on my 90th birthday in Chicago. And when I asked, they had it in August or September or something. And I said, why are you having a birthday party now? My birthday's March 1st. If you guys want to write that down, it's okay.
And let me get some notes.
And they said, my birthday's March 1st. And they said, well, who wants to fly to Chicago in March? Nobody. So they had it early. And that's the last birthday I remember.
That's just being practical. Yeah. That's just being practical. So do you lie about your age to say you're older than you are now that you're up there? Or do you, like us, mid-century folks, or we're pushing the date lower?
Yeah, I carry my senior cards. I have a wallet full of them. They give me all kind of discounts. And in fact, we went to a restaurant here in Colorado. First night I was here, I think Nancy took me to this place, and we got the check, and it's on the bottom it's 15% discount for war heroes. I said, well, I don't think I'm a hero, but Colorado's a big state. They give me 15% off everything.
Nice. Nice. I think that should keep going down as you get older, though. It should be free. They should actually be paying you to come to the restaurants. Huh?
Scott, do you go back? What do you do with the home over in Sweden?
We normally go there every summer for,
You do?
for at least anywhere from 2 to 5 weeks, as long as, as much as I can get away. But we couldn't go over this year because of COVID. They stopped letting anybody that was a non-Swedish citizen in. And I have residence, because of Emily, who is a citizen. She's a dual citizen, U.S. and Sweden. But we still couldn't get in without compelling reasons. Even I could have gone by myself, but I wanted to go with Kate and Finn, and we all have been going over there every summer. So, Jay, I've over the years thought about selling it, but I could never own anything like that again. It's 6 acres, a big old farmhouse, and it's pretty special. So Finn has gone 4 or 5 times, and he loves it. So I'm gonna hang on to it.
I love that little church where you guys got married, and those people that were in the Swedish outfits. Are Anna's folks gone? Are they?
Her mother is still alive. Her father passed a few years after Anna. He had pancreatic cancer, but her mother's still alive and kicking.
How about Karen? Is that her name, Karen?
Yeah, Karen's in Stockholm. She has 2 daughters. One is about to go to college, and then there's the other sister was Erica, and she has 2 sons. So, and they're about an hour from our farm. So we see a lot of them in the summer, and then we see Karen and her family as well. They come down south because they live in Stockholm, and our farm's in the very south. In the Skåne, the same region that we got married in and that you visited.
Yeah.
So we keep a strong connection to it.
Good.
So come over next summer. We'll be there for hopefully, if everything opens up, we'll be there for a month or so.
Yeah. So do you, what was I going to ask about somebody else in your family? Oh, Lisa, I never hear from Lisa.
Well, she and Linda, had a falling out many years back, and it was almost healing. And then when Mom died, it reopened the wounds. So they don't speak, and there's definite divisions with my siblings. But she's had lived in North Carolina for, I think, nearly 15 years.
Yeah. What town is she in?
It's called Shelby. It's about 1 hour west of Charlotte, little town. And we were going to go there this summer again, but COVID shot that down. So
Charlotte's where you had the Bette Midler that time, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think, and I saw.
You
remember
came to George Lucas during the ice storm.
Right, worst snowstorm, and I was sure I was going to run out of gas. And
oh my God, that was crazy. That was in that was 93, maybe. I think that snowstorm, that George Lucas show I was working on. Wait, I was going to tell you one other thing. Since I forgot that I did Bette Midler down there too. Did you come see Bette Midler when I went through there?
Huh? What?
Did you said I went through there with Bette Midler? Was that when you were living down there too?
Yeah, you took Audrey. It was Audrey back then, and I to see Bette Midler. Or no, maybe you didn't take us. You gave us tickets. She was in Raleigh. She was in Raleigh.
No, I think I was there. I think I was there on that trip. And then Lori came with Jenna at Roseland. In the north side of Chicago. Roseland, is that what it's called? Or Rose something?
In where, Chicago?
Yeah, some arena we played there. It's right in the flight path of O'Hare. So the planes would come over and make noise, and right in the middle of the concert. It was great. There was something else but Lisa's son, that's what I wanted to tell you. Her son, Nick, is a submariner, and he's stationed in Virginia Beach.
He's Virginia. In the Navy?
Yeah, he's in his second tour. He's a chief petty officer.
Wow.
And assigned to submarines. So he works on the computer systems there. So he's a pretty clever dude.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Well, okay. It's time.
I guess we'll let you off the hook for the sing-along because you must be kind of tired.
He sings all the time.
What?
Oh, that's good.
What'd you say?
Said you sing all the time. You were singing in the car last night.
I have a beautiful voice, which I lose about every 10 days. So
Yeah, you just
this
went
is your
from
lucky day. My voice is not disappearing, but
What does he sing, Nancy?
Anything.
Yeah.
Anything, doesn't matter.
Whatever is in his head. Sometimes, well, it's usually songs from the 30s and 40s.
So it's not like Bruno Mars or Britney Spears or something.
No.
Thank God.
He sings "Your Feet's Too Big."
Fat Swaller.
Fat Swaller stuff, right?
That's good stuff.
Well, listen, you guys.
Well, we should do it again. We don't have to let this stop.
I told you Nancy has offered to drive me out
Road
for the
tripping.
memorials.
We're gonna go road tripping.
Wow. Seriously?
We don't know.
That'd be great.
We don't know how to get through the fires. There's no way to get there.
Hopefully they'll be stopped by then.
We'd have to go straight south to Mexico and come over and then come up, I guess. Are you in La Jolla?
Yeah, I'm actually house sitting for a friend of mine. He's got a house that I can see the ocean right out the window. And during COVID, we live in a much smaller place up in LA.
Yeah.
So it's been a chance for us to get out, stretch out, and have room to breathe. His kids are in school in England. He's a Brit, and he took his kids over. They had to quarantine, so he and his wife went over and quarantined with them for 2 weeks, and now they're sticking around for a few more weeks. So we've had 4 weeks at this place.
Yeah.
And it's just heaven. I mean, it's California at its finest,
Well, Lori has one daughter there, and that daughter has 3 kids, and she's
in San Diego.
In where is she? I thought it
San
was La
Diego.
Jolla.
He just told you.
No, I thought it was La Jolla.
Close. Close enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
La Jolla is just north of San Diego City proper, about 10 miles or so.
Yeah.
Beautiful place.
Yep. It's a beautiful country out there. A lot of crazy people, but it's a beautiful country.
We specialize in crazy.
Do you have to put a lot of time in at USC, or are you home?
Well, I'm a full-time professor, but I only teach 2 classes a semester. So their idea, the academic world's idea of full-time and the world I came from, showbiz, 2 different things.
Yeah.
We could work a 60-hour week, and here they do a lot of talking. There's a lot of hot air being blown here.
Yeah. And Kate teaches over there too?
She's teaching for the School of Dance at USC. So we're separate. They're like separate corporations under the USC University umbrella. So she's in the School of Dance, and she's teaching dance. If you can imagine dance online, she teaches classical ballet, which is what her specialty was. And so she teaches downstairs in the living room of this house we're in. I'm upstairs on the top floor of my buddy's office, and Finn is in the middle bedroom doing his school online.
Yeah.
So we can be anywhere right now because all schooling is online in LA County and a lot of California. So it doesn't matter where we are.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
So my rule is I try to work as little as possible so I can get out and go to the beach and enjoy nature here.
Yeah. Does Finn stay all the time with you guys, or does he go back to Sweden, or?
No, we're all living together, and we have been since COVID hit. So it's good. It's better, because pooling resources and keeping things close, and he's loving it. So it's been good.
Yeah.
So there is an upside to being locked in, during this horrible thing.
Right. Well, when you talk about different places in California, it always reminds me of when we went out on our first visit, and Hale was always going to show us different places. And you remember his routine? Well, I said, well, how long a drive is that? About 10 minutes. No matter where it was 10 minutes. About 10
was
minutes.
It true?
No, it was never true.
Now we say a half hour, but that's not true either.
We go let's go to San Francisco. How long is that? About 10 minutes. Oh, well. Okay. We had some good times out there. I often said I wish I could get the Chicago family and the California family and where else are they scattered around all over North Carolina?
Now the Ferrises are kind of spread out.
Meet halfway between someday,
but if you and Nancy are coming out for whenever the memorial is for Jim, make sure you give us a heads up so I can let my brothers and sisters know, so those that can make it will come. I know.
Yeah, it would be a bit of a stretch for me, but yeah. The jury's still out. But I've pretty well decided this would be the place to stay here. Yeah, I'm very comfortable, and I have all of Nancy's kids helping me out here. Plus, believe it or not, here's a routine for you. I want you to look forward to this in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, yesterday, Rosa came in. She's a home helper. She helps me shower and put on my clothes. And the second one, then another one came in to evaluate me for more hours of help from the VA. And then a third lady came in and fixed my supper and cleaned the house. So that's my life.
Well, I would like to start that routine much sooner than 90.
So, anyways, good to talk
to you
guys.
Great to talk to you.
Yeah.
Great to talk to you. Thanks. And we might come back and do another radio show with you. Who knows?
I came across looking at different types of funeral services not too long ago, and I came across this. It's not a eulogy exactly, but it was, I thought, really meaningful. And if you want to have something like this, I'm going to read it to you, and that's the end of our symposium.
Thank you.
Is that what this is, a symposium? That's what it is.
You have to ask the producer, whatever his name is.
And this, if I can read my own scribble, it says, you can shed tears that he's gone, or you can smile because he lived. You can close your eyes and pray that he'll come back, or you can open your eyes and see all that he has left. You can remember him and only that he is gone, or you can cherish his memory and let it live. You can cry, close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or you can do what
That's good though. That's good.
Or you can do what he would want. Smile, open your eyes, love, and you go on.
That's great.
So
fantastic.
See you guys.
See ya. Thanks. Thanks for spending this time with us. Talk to you again soon, I hope. Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. You guys sign off there, Nance. You can.
Yeah. I don't know how to do it. That's too high.
There should be a red button if you touch the screen, and then you just tap that red button.
You have to poke all these. Leave. Okay.
Yeah, hit leave.
That's all it says. It's a red leave.
Yep. Touch leave. And it'll ask you again.
I know how to shut this off. I'll take off my hearing aids.
Press leave if you can.
Thanks again, you guys.
All right.